All right, cool. Good day, and welcome to Beginner's Obedience once again. Give me a second, let me grab Shadow. Good sit. Oh, good job, Shadow. Way to go. Now stay seated, don't shame me. How's everyone doing this week?
Good.
Good job. So let's get set up in the agreement. Mullen's looking excellent. That's a really good agreement. Good job. So when you go into your agreement, by now, you should kind of automatically have the watch me as your next move as soon as you get your dog seated, because you're probably using your treat to sit your dog. And so if you're doing it like that,
Yes.
good sit, you're going right into watch me as your dog is seated, right? That makes sense?
Yes.
All right. So let's talk about how to arrange our leash, our training collars. And then we'll talk about the different ways to hold the treat and lure our dogs. All right. So Shadow has on a martingale, which is a little bit of different design from the standard training collar. They say choke chain. I like to call them training collars. So you don't really have as much of an issue figuring out how to put it on, right? But with the standard training collars, it could be a little tricky. So could somebody switch out with me so I can show you using one of you guys' collars. I don't know if that might fit Shadow. Let's see. I can toss it to you. All right, thanks. All right, way to go, Shadow. Shadow, down. Good job. You enjoy that? Give me 15, 20 seconds. All right, so guys, your dog is on the left side, right? So that's the first way to make the association, right? But you're gonna drop the chain through the ring, and then you'll hook your leash to the ring that's extended, right? Once you do that, you could use your hand as a way to kind of check it out. If you put your hand through the collar, you're gonna notice that the part that extends to your leash is at the top of that circle. Did everyone see that?
Yep.
All right. And then it's at the top of the circle. Now let's put it on incorrectly. There's a couple checks you could do to make sure it's correct, but this is the first one. And if you put it on with your dog on the left side incorrectly, you'll notice that the chain that extends to the leash is at the bottom of the circle. Okay. Now some people would describe that as a P. And I look at it more so like a sideways P with your dog on your left. And if it's a sideways P and it's upside down, then the chain is to the bottom. If it's a sideways P and it's the correct way, the chain extends to the top. One more check that's pretty cool is once it's on your dog, let's put it on Shadow so I can show you this one. Shadow, right here. Shadow, you want more food? Let's go. All right. So another way to check it out, good sit, is if it's on my dog and it relaxes as soon as I put it on, it's on correctly. You automatically get a droop. That's why the collar works, because it doesn't automatically stay tight, and you have a variation in tension that allows you to give different levels of leash pressure. Right? Remember last class when we talked about leash pressure and the value of how to approach it, right? So you get different levels of leash pressure you could apply with the collar as opposed to it being one length and there's no change. All right, so with that being said, let's move right into luring our dogs. So everyone got the dogs in the agreement. We got what looks like their favorite food. So who remembers how to hold the treat? You're gonna put it between your index finger and your middle finger. Cool. Put your thumb over it as a way, yep, there we go. Put your thumb over it. So if your dog, there's two ways that we're gonna be using our hands to lure our dogs forward. I find that in the beginning, when you're really locking in, you're in a private place, no one else is around, and you really want your dog to learn this really well, you're gonna put it in your left hand. And you're gonna twist that hand so that your dog is eating and licking at the entire time. A lot of people ask me, when do I give him the treat? Is she not enjoying this the entire time? But I still have it. And she's getting a little nicks. And of course, if you have something soft like a hot dog, even better. Because then they're really getting good nibbles on it. But this here builds the drive, the food drive. All right, now the next step from here, well, before I switch to the next step, let's switch hands. Sit. Good sit. Good job. Let's switch hands. Now in the right hand, I find I use the right hand when my dog is a little bit more advanced. And I'm beginning to fade the lure. And so, shadow, right here. So my hand is further away. Right here. Yes. Shadow, right here. Yes. Good job. Yes. Same behavior, but it might be more comfortable for different reasons when you're training. In this case, for me, it allows me to fade the lure a little bit easier. Yes. Sits. Good job. Yes. All right, everyone saw that? So let's give it a try all together as a team. Could I join the line? I'm going to squeeze right in here next to Molly. Let's go. Yes, good sit. All right. So everybody, if you remember the commands, when I say forward, you go forward. Let's bring Sheba on the left side. If you shorten your leash just a little bit, mind you ain't got much leash to shorten, so your hand getting up on the chain, but that's okay. All right, everyone ready? All right, your leash might have to be a little bit. Let's slide the collars right up behind the ears so we're in the best position to get the best results. And let's start off using our left hands. As if we're in the beginning stages, we're inside in a quiet space, we're locked in and we're working hard. Just drop that left hand down naturally where God placed it. You don't have to think about where your hand's gonna, you may bend a little bit if your hand a little shorter than you need it. So put that hand in the front and let's get our dog's attention right away. Put your thumb over it so they can't completely eat it. And let's say forward. And if your dog's not into the treat, then that's because we're in a distracting place and it's a behavior you have to work on and build. All right, so in that case, what I do is I put my hand under the chin and I rub. And I work on that behavior. All right, and I rub, continue as I go, and just, maybe not like to where she's like, I hate this, you're doing it too aggressively, but nice and gentle so she wants you to rub.
Yeah.
All right, forward. Heel.
Forward.
Yes. Right here. Yes. Very distracting place, so you might have to allow them to continue. Now, Sebas, I think Bogey's going all out, right? And it's kind of making you pull forward, right? Because he's like biting too hard?
Yeah.
Okay, so that means, I suspect, remember when I said just now, make sure you put your thumb over it?
Yeah.
So you just have too much treat available. And he's thinking, okay, if you get all of that, shouldn't I bite it? All right, so just have very little. And then you have to be comfortable that he's not going to bite you. So keep your hands steady. Look at me, right by your side. But if you run away from it, then you're teaching him to, you're initiating his prey drive, which is causing him to chase. And we want him to chase. We want him to chase chase something that he's already actually being rewarded for, in a sense. So she's chasing, but I'm leaving the treat there so she doesn't have to move ahead of me while she's chasing. But look at me, if I started doing this, then of course I'm gonna get her. All right, so you have to be, she's not gonna bite you. I mean, Bogey, you gonna bite him? No, man.
No.
All right, so just keep that hand steady, all right? Heel. All right, so you guys just practice it on your own for a little bit. If you gotta go off onto the side, one-on-one, that's fine. Good. Good job. Good. You might have to take Sheba away from everybody, like just turn around and go the next way. Everyone try to find a little corner, someplace by themselves for a couple of minutes, and then come back. And I should have shown you guys something else that's helpful. You're gonna hold your leash more or less underneath your arm, kind of tucked in here, so it makes the whole exercise a little bit more concise. All right, so you extend that, yep, so your hands naturally, there we go. If you look at the way my hands, Ashley, look at my hand, I'm palm down, and I'm not to the side, I'm palm down. There we go, there we go. Good, and just get comfortable, and you need to take Bogey away from Ashley.